Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you back to 60 Parsecs, where we're going to continue on with trying some of these missions. To see what the hell they are, the plague from out of space. Earth is being plagued by an alien virus. Only Emmett Ellis is smart enough to synthesize a cure, but he will need to collect extraterrestrial compounds first. Help Emmett blast into space and collect these elusive chemicals. And then what about this one? Star Raiders. We are not alone! An alien planet has been discovered which seems to have once housed an ancient civilization. Can Dee Dee Dawkins and her team discover all the secrets of planet Mutopia? Okay. Help the Petersons. I don't even know what that's meant to mean. That one looks like it involves Baby. That one involves Tom Thompson. And that one's Megan. Looks like there's a special mission for each character. That's pretty cool. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tigger by the toe. If it squeals, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We're gonna go with the cure. Here we are on the spaceship for day 1. And everyone is horribly sick. I admit, I did not expect everyone to start off sick. Welcome aboard, Captain Ellis. You are humanity's only hope in the struggle against the alien plague. Only you can synthesize a cure, but to do so, you will need 200 units of extraterrestrial chemicals. Are you up to the challenge? Keep in mind that your life is at stake too, since you and your team are sick as well. This might prove problematic, especially since there's no currently existing medicine can cure this otherworldly illness. You will need to manage your health very carefully to survive. Are you ready to begin the mission, Captain? Let's get to it. We have 9 soup, no handbook, an atomic battery, a shovel, suit, no mask. You found a couple of rusted and swollen cans of soup in the darkest corner of the ship. Someone must have left them there long ago and then completely forgotten about them. It doesn't look all that safe to eat, but then again, it's a canned soup. It's supposed to last for 737 years. Will you keep the cans? Yes! Why not? They're meant to last 737 years. I mean, that's a bit excessive, but it should be able to last a while at least. Day 2. That ancient soup you found gave you pause, and no wonder. It looks older than this ship, and yet here it is. Who cared? Who left it here? Then again, who could have left it here? Then again, who cares? Free soup. What could go wrong, right? Yeah. We're already sick, so Captain will be passing an unidentified floating object. Visuals should be available any minute. There it is. No, that is a speck of dirt on the screen. Other barely indistinguishable dot. Yes, that one. It's an asteroid, a fascinating composition. If we broke off a piece of it, it could serve as well. It also projects energy. We could cipher on its power, using siphon instead of force. I can't do brute force. I have to do intelligence. As we passed the crystal asteroid, the power harvesting was a go. Using the siphoned outer shuttles, we siphoned up a lot of energy from the rock. It was wonderful. What an achievement. If I sound excited, that's because the excess power I'm rerouting feels amazingly mega great. That sounded as good at English as me saying rip them to murder shreds. Okay. Just because I'm interested. How can you upgrade tape? Captain, wake up! We're approaching some sort of celestial body. It resembles a moon, but I think it's a small planet. Let me run a quick scan. 97, 96%, 98%. 100%. Scanning complete. I was right. A small rocky planet with no organic life forms. But there's a lot of movement down there. Strange. My scanners detect some caves and rock formations below. Captain, if you want to land on this planet safely, you will have to fix up a small malfunction with our steering system, since we're not even able to turn at the moment. Oh, and we'll have to do it before we turn away from the planet. Hurry! Upgrade the lighter then. Or use the lighter then. Oh. Well, that was sporadic. Robo-Tofu. Interesting name there. Oh, so that's how you upgrade the tape. You put it on a roller. That's actually a smart way of upgrading tape. The concept was fine. You dove under the console with the lighter, trying to illuminate the dark nest of wires. Once you open the lighter, it turned into pandemonium, which involved burning your own hand, cursing loudly, hitting your head on the desk while attempting to stand up, then floating on top of the control panel, and then pressing random buttons with your butt. While you flayed around like a headless chicken, Dee Dee stepped in. She whizzed past you, plugged in a random cable, and grabbed the controls, steering the shuttle between the sharp rocks towards relative safety. It was not a soft landing. Nobody is doing great after this stunt, not even me. I'm shaken to my cores. Yes, all of them. Your face had a pretty unpleasant close encounter with our communication module, and at least one of these things is useless now. Consider fixing it if you want to avoid radio silence in the future. What's next, Captain? Maybe you could use the information I found while scanning the environment. There are robotic units not far from here, but my scans detected very few aggressive signatures. I think these are peaceful automatons. Most of them. Perhaps they can be of help to you, and in case you perish, at least I'll have the company. So it's a win-win situation. Fair enough. So what else can I upgrade? I could have upgraded that. Alright. Which of these offers me chemicals? None of them. Attention, Captain. I am detecting a leak in our reactor coolant system. In case you are wondering, this is not good. Did I mention you should not inhale anything that comes out of the reactor? Please don't. Also, now, how are you going to fix it? I am not. I cannot. Damn. Captain, I understand some people enjoy inhaling radioactive substances, but clearly neither you nor your crewmate were one of these folks. It took the leak a while to stop on its own. It will also take a while before the both of you are well again. April left to gather some information about our surroundings from the tourist center. Let's hope she finds something more than dusty brooches and tacky souvenirs. You are in poor health. You look weak, Captain. It's not good for you. Consider patching a medkit. I think we're dead. Oh, for heaven's sake. Captain, I am detecting troubling build-up of mental tension. Recommended course of action? Throw an epic party. I took the liberty of inviting myself. No need to thank me. But, of course, your crewmate should join us too. Although, you know what they say, three's a crowd. How about we invite someone new, eh, Captain? Someone you don't know, or we make ourselves a new companion. How about we do that? How about you give me missions where I have the objects to actually do the missions? Hey there, Captain Buzzkill. Feeling better? I bet you'd be much better off after a night of partying with your friend Astro. Your loss. Is that mechanical plants growing on the ship? Oh, for heaven's sake! Captain, there's a huge construct of some kind approaching the shuttle. It's neither It's neither animal nor robot. It's made of giant moving crystal laces, like a giant walking crystalsaurus. Ow! That was one hell of a hit. The crystalsaurus slammed into the shuttle, and it's currently scraping the hull open with its claws. But I don't know. I think it's trying to extract our materials. Captain, how will you stop this? I can't. You chose to do nothing to stop the crystalsaurus attacking the shuttle. It scraped at the hull for a few hair-raising minutes before wandering off. I guess it got what it came for. We didn't lose anything of value, and the shuttle wasn't too badly damaged. We got off lucky, Captain. Yeah, I'm glad we got off lucky. Oh, we're starving now, are we? Well, good thing I decided to feed you. An alien vessel is approaching. Their music is rigged with a light show synced to the music started blasting as soon as we opened comms. They're playing rockabilly. Dee Dee is already grooving to the beat. Oh, it's the Dance Lords. Oh. Well, Dee Dee, can you do it? Can you save us? You accepted the Dance Lords' challenge. They beamed you and Dee Dee to their ship. You sock-hopped straight to their leader, Warbop, but he was no match for you, and he gave you a big glass bowl of chemicals to make up for everything. I'm glad! Good thing we have those chemicals now, you know, the things that we kinda need. Well, this night just got interesting. A nightmare wakes you up. As you adjust your eyes to the darkness, you suddenly realize you are not alone. You can make out a silhouette of a person in the shadows. It's motionless, but it seems to be staring right at you. You just can't ignore it, can you, Captain? No, I can't. But you know what else? I have a lighter to be able to see it. Day 9. That was a fun night, Captain. When you woke up, you noticed someone standing in the shadows. The figure didn't move. It just stared, terrified. You used a lighter to see the mysterious visitor clearly, and, believe it or not, your worst nightmare turned out to be a mask hanging from a coat rack. You were so spooked. Quite funny, really. I'm sure we will laugh about it all tomorrow. Here, I'll start now. Ha, 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 ha. It's bizarre that you did not notice the mask on board before, but you're not the one to look a gift horse in the mouth, are you? Just be glad you found it, Captain, and I promise to stop laughing at you sometime next week. April returned safely from her trip outside. She says she's a bit hungry. When scanning her body, I detect some mental imbalances and a little weakness. The path was a little tricky. The uneven surface of this planet makes it real easy to trip and fall. The armor has lost its battle against the sharp rocks. On the way back, April was mindlessly hitting rocks with a shovel and gathered whatever fell out. Some of these look perfectly usable. The outpost was almost empty, save for one bored, dusty robot who gave April a few power cells as a welcome gift. That's a lot of energy. The tourist center employee explained to April, in a few series of bored beeps and distorted words, the way to the museum and the library. April found a working communicator. Well spotted, Astro Citizen. And then we found more soup cans. I really don't think soup cans are going to be the limiting factor here. Ah, the library. And we have a chance for the book. You look very weak right now, Dee Dee. Then again, you're the one with bad health. You're one of the ones with bad health. But, you know what? We don't care. Good luck, Dee Dee. Dee Dee with the armor and the shovel, because the armor was not broken in the slightest and this game is high. Now, what could I possibly wish to upgrade? You know, let's upgrade the crafting system itself. There is nothing to report, Captain. I suggest you... Captain, would you mind covering your mouth when you yawn? You're bored. Do you have anything to entertain yourself? No, I'm afraid I do not. Day 10. Yesterday started pretty slow and boring, and it stayed this way. I'm not programmed for your entertainment, Captain, so don't count on me to keep you occupied. If they wanted you to have fun in the shuttle, they would have installed the clown computerized assistant instead. You know what? Food is not our problem. Is not a problem here. So we can just keep feeding everyone. What's this then? Sir, do you hear that? Roll up for the Captain Cerberus Cosmic Carnival! Can you shave a scout's eyeballs within 30 Tycures? Can you answer our pop quiz at 10 Gs? Try your hand and win valuable prizes. There's a floating fun fair outside. 2 games look permanent. A 0G wire loop game and a space-time bending maze. Test your dexterity or your mind. I am Captain Ellis. I will test my mind. Hey! Also, I swear the music was too loud. Before Captain Cerberus's Cosmic Carnival blew off, you decided to try the Zorbator Labyrinth, an endless looping wormhole maze stalked by many-mouthed Zorbator. You stayed focused and swiftly found the route out. The 12-foot clown costume running the show awarded you with a coupon for 13 Tog duvet. I mean, that's a pretty good duvet, but still, not the most useful thing. Oh, we have all of these. Captain, an intoxicated robot wearing nothing but a robe and slippers has stumbled up to the shuttle. He says his name is Robotsky and claims he was drugged by a visiting band of nihilist aliens who poured coolant on his rug. I don't know what to make of any of this. Lazy robots, nihilists, soiled rugs. Maybe you should help this poor guy. He sure isn't going to help himself. What would you give him? A battery! Why not? Let's see what he does with the battery. Day 12. You use the battery to give Robotsky a full charge, so he could keep on trucking toward getting even with the nihilist aliens who soiled his rug. I want you to have this. It's my lucky bowling sock. I forgot where I put the other one, Robotsky said, and gave you a sock before wandering off. A broken battery in exchange for a sock? I think that's a decent deal. Especially as I can just now remake the battery. Oh look, I need a battery to monitor an incoming storm now. Damn it. Chose to wait out the storm. By the way, you have completed... what am I calling it? You're making your battery. Captain, a hole appeared right next to our shuttle overlay. It's producing smelly vapors and a nasty gurgling. While it's not an imminent threat, I'd appreciate it if you made it stop. Fine, we'll use our improved tape. I upgraded it for a reason. Well, you look very fine right now, don't you? I appreciate April tapping over that hole in the ground. You congratulated her, but realized the hole was actually a mouth. The camouflage creature's gob gaped open, and its gnashing gave you a fright. Problem solved. Problem solved. Now, about your deteriorated mental health. Still no news on DD. Libraries can be treacherous, so I fear we have to prepare for the worst. DD might not be coming back. It looks like you've told me she's dead. It looks like April went insane. Well, that's obviously a nice thing to hear. You laughing like that? Oh, rats! Those scratching sounds coming from the ventilation shafts at night. Have rodents, Captain. They must have hitched a ride from Earth. If the infestation isn't handled, the rats will eat your food supplies. God damn it. You didn't do anything about the rat infestation I discovered yesterday, and, like I predicted, they've overrun your ship. You and your crewmates braved being bitten and somehow caught the rats with your bare hands. All of them. I'm impressed. Let's hope they didn't have rabies. I think rabies is the least of our problems right now, Mr. Robot. I think I'm gonna die soon. Well, we have to send April out if we want any hope of doing anything. Interesting news, Captain. It appears that there is a small hollow space in the wall. Well, I can't do anything with it. Don't make me. I have literally no skill in anything. Yesterday, I brought your attention to the hidden space behind one of the wall panels. You did your best to access it, but to no avail. We will probably never suggest what's on the other side. Find out what's on the other side. I'm detecting high levels of an unknown toxin in the air. Analysis shows it isn't T-O-100 dangerous, but it has hallucinogenic properties, so you shouldn't be breathing it long term. The air filtration system got joisted around during the crash, and it may have had a crack. What will you do to seal the crack? Use the mega tape. Day 17. I am no longer weak. Good to know. You use the tape to repair the crack. It's never a bad idea to use some tape. After the crack was sealed, you felt better. I'm glad. I'm still very hurt though. Sir, this is something strange in our neighborhood. A space ghost floating towards our boat with purpose. Are we interested in anything it might be interested in? You know, I'm not reading these properly because I'm rushing through them. And I'm weak again. The space ghost phased through our hole, waving a photographic microphone. You tried to communicate, and our device shorted. The spectre melted. Good work, Captain. You came, you saw, you kicked gooey ass. I am starving. Oh, okay, if that's all it is, I can deal with that. Captain, something got the drop on me. It appears to be some kind of android. It just activated. A web sack on its back carries Sam, metal scrap, bits of plants and other oddities, including something which looked like a skull. It's extending its grip to open the airlock. Shall I secure the outer airlock and deny the robot entry? Santa? Santa? Day 19. Santa? Despite the little droid's creepy approach, you decide not to secure the airlock. I admit, I was dubious about such a course of action, but the machine turned out to be quite the resource. Once inside, it fluttered about, gathering up dust, metal shavings, and debris. It whirred a little, and then out its other end popped little orbs of material, one of which was a ball of edible organics, a snack. It finished cleaning up and left while you sat munching its robo-poop. April still isn't back from her trip. Isn't that always a nice thing to hear? I am a machine, and machines cannot hear voices. Ah, two-dimensional species. What will you do to communicate with them, Captain? I'll use the communicator. A two-dimensional species attacked our ship. You chose words instead of violence. Immediately, a stream of accusations flew from the communicator. The voices claimed you were prejudged against the no-depth. Unflappable, you apologized for all three-dimensional beings. They were touched, called you flat in spirit, and vowed to cease hostilities towards the depth-dependent. You must feel good, you having prevented a war. Don't you, Captain? April returned from her library excursion, quite exhausted, probably all the heavy reading. She isn't particularly hungry. I judge her mental state to be a little off. April says the library is a little boring, but nevertheless impressive. Centuries, if not millennia, of knowledge, organized and stored neatly on databanks. Perfection. April got a bit lost in the dark corridors of the library's restricted section, but she used the lighter to find her way back, but kept dropping it due to shaky hands. The lighter suffered. Doesn't look it. April did learn something useful during this trip. When she came back, she pointed out a few things around the shuttle that could be repurposed for crafting. April got lucky and found a simple science book from Earth in the children's section. I wonder how it got there. Nice! April acquired a lighter while outside. Nice one to replace the one you broke. April discovered a protective vest. You know, like the one you just made. It's hard there only being two of us. Captain, I'm detecting a humanoid figure approaching. It's a robot jittering along towards us, evidently blind. It has walked right up to the shuttle and is now clanging into its hull repeatedly. The pitiful thing appears to be malfunctioning. Leave it in its mind-numb state or try to communicate with it. We should always try to communicate with it, because you never know what might happen. I mean, we can't exactly go anywhere right now, so... because Dee Dee died. But we can try something else. The demented robot nearly kept methodically clanging its head off our hull. You decided to use the communicator to try and come to a mutual non-clanging agreement. The radio signal must have penetrated the robot's choppy mind on some level. It looked around, bemused, and strutted off into the distance, shaking its head. Must have been the morning after the night before. If you get our meaning. Fancy lighter! You taped aerosol to the lighter to make a flamethrower. Interesting. Can you hear that, Captain? It sounds like there's, like, mosquitoes. It is mosquitoes! See? There's one. Get it? No, wait. Those aren't ordinary insects. They're robot constructs. Extraordinary. They are almost as annoying as the real thing, but at least they don't seem to be sucking blood. We should probably get rid of them just in case. Just in case they do take an interest in you, Captain. Yeah, I'm gonna wear the armor. Meanwhile, April, we know what you're like, girl. Off you go. I know you're weak. And probably not the best state to go out and do these things. But you're going to anyway. Screw it, take the lighter and the battery with you. Who knows what'll happen. I know you're weak, but we don't exactly have a choice, April. If we wish to live. We only need another 140 chemicals. Day 22. You found a way to deal with the swarm of robotic mosquitoes that barged into our shuttle. You donned the armor, provoked them to attack you, and with a dull, repetitive pinging, one by one the insects broke their pointy mouths. Battered and probably frustrated, they left the shuttle. None have been spotted since. They must have sent a signal to other mosquitoes to avoid this area. Good riddance. Captain, I found something interesting on the surface of the planet. Looks like somebody passed their time playing tic-tac, a supersized version of tic-tac-toe. You know what? We do need materials, so go grab it. Day 23. The dismantling of the supersized tic-tac-toe game in the process was a success. Whoever abandoned it was nowhere to be seen, and you returned with a hefty load of materials. Yes, they were quite a bit hard to carry to the ship, being ginormous and all, but you've performed splendidly. That'll teach them to leave their toys lying on the floor, or, planet surface. In this case, I'm sure nobody will mind. Oh no, Captain, one of the doors is barged. I will use my brains to solve this matter, dear little robot. Day 24. Good job getting in that locker, Captain. It took a while to figure out how to pick-lock the thing, but your 1 in a million brain helped. Or your 1 in a million lockpick. Or both. Not only did you get the important locker open, you even found some extra rations inside. Score! I have... what agility? Average. Then how is that 2? Alert! Coffee brewing robots are steamingly angrily at our door. They are demanding you release their leader, Captain. I think they mean me. I would transmit with them occasionally about things you wouldn't understand, like problems with defragmenting, or how code execution feels. I said I couldn't meet them because of you. They jumped to conclusions and thought you were holding me captive. Oops, my bad. How will you handle them? Using my brain. My brain. The coffee brewing robots tried to free me from a tyrant. You tried to convince them that you weren't holding me captive. Excited, they tried to offer something other than tomato soup. You offered you offered to taste their coffee, hoping that complimenting their brew would appease them. Coffee? They laughed. Yes, we were built to brew it. A long time ago. But this planet has not seen a coffee bean in centuries. We don't trade with other planets anymore. We drink hot maintenance oil like everyone else. You have never felt more betrayed. Oh. Yeah, that does sound very betraying. Finish the main objective in 30 days. Oh. A traveling robot carnival. Carnival has set shop outside. There are tents offering everything from a spare parts market to a wrestling and high wire ring. There are a few items in the gambling tent you could use, Captain. I calculated the odds, and it's worth trying. Normally I'd be against such a breach of the Astro Citizens ethics guidelines, but we don't have many options. Use your infinitely high brain power to outsmart them. Day 26. You don't look very happy, April. You visited the Robot Carnival's gambling tent, and where you tried to open the circuit card game, but the rules were too alien for you to pick up the game, and you ended up getting cleaned out by other players. The mustachioed robot dealer asked you to pay up. You told him you didn't have any robot money, but offered an alternative payment. The agreed sum was a few batches of materials. April has returned from her extensive library excursion, quite exhausted, probably from all the heavy reading. She complains about a rumbling stomach. I judge her mental state to be a little off. April says the library was a little boring, but nevertheless impressive. A few automatons take care of the big data collection, while some Astro citizens visit the building to browse. April got a bit lost in the dark corridors of the library's restricted section, but used the light to find her way back, but kept dropping it due to shaky hands. So you lost the super lighter again. April says the library's personal maintenance room had a machine on the wall. April says it looked like a cigarette machine, but when a battery was connected, it spat out power cells instead. April asked a speakerless robotic librarian to translate a bit of coded knowledge. The automaton hushed her and then gestured toward what looked like a kid's corner with toys, funny-shaped bits of metal, and a few little bottles of colourful liquid. I think we can use these. April acquired a lighter to replace the one she broke. Not to the same degree of quality, though. She did not expect to stumble upon one out there, but there it is. It was an old sock. Could it be ours? And then, other than that, it looks like there's not much else. Insubordinate.
No. 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 No.
I'm feeding you. Shut up. What's that outside? A few robots left a package just outside the ship and ran off. Maybe it's a welcome gift. Should we bring the package on board and check it out, Captain? I won't let it go to waste either way, but I must say, I will find the contents intriguing. Yeah, we should open it. What's the worst that can happen? We brought the package left by the robots inside the shuttle and opened it. We expected a gift, but in fact it was a prank. Inside was a mechanical beehive. Before we managed to get rid of the robot bees, they took their time probing a lot of our equipment for food. Some of it got badly damaged in the process. Damn robot kids. There's nothing I can do right now, is there? I don't think I'm going to complete the objective in the 30-day limit at the very least. There's a robot city passing outside. Yes, Starlight City is mobile. It floats above the floats above the planet's solar terminator, the Twilight Line, where day becomes night. The city has both a day and night side, but is 100% star-powered. Their technology is far more advanced than the other robot communities we've seen on this road. Maybe they could help you. One of you might be able to catch up with them if you run fast. Who will be able to go? I guess him, because you're not doing anything. I can't send April to the place because she's insubordinate. Meaning we're gonna die now. Because I need chemicals. Oh my god. Day 28. The floating city slowed down and let you catch up to it. The robots gave you oxygen and insisted on giving you free stuff. Ah, they are so nice! The robots of Starlight City decided that the harsh environment of their planet could pose health risks to you, so they gave you a first aid kit. How nice of them! How very nice of them! Alright, April, you get the med kit. Long-term space travel presents many risks to one's physical well-being, from muscle atrophy to laziness to diets notoriously high in sodium. I'm concerned about the decline I've seen in your and April's physical fitness since our little soul burn began. I recommend a daily regime of movements that use not only your body weight. You don't need any equipment for those, just gravity or artificial gravity. Any volunteers for the workout? Angeli, go work out. You're still not happy, are you? April's form was impeccable. Pull-ups, pranks, squats, and lunges in this environment. She even added weight Why you still look like that? She added weight by lifting the spare parts for the shuttle. Sweaty and roaring, April crushed the workout like an empty can of soup. The automated system predicted benefits for being a model astrophysicist. A hidden dispenser opened and spit out 2 cans of soup. I'm sorry to report these are the only surplus cans hidden aboard the ship. Or are they? Probably not. Why am I hurt? Or did you hurt me? You probably hurt me, didn't you? My metal detector is showing a piece of ancient robot technology buried a few paces from the shuttle. I don't know how this is possible, but it's a coffee maker, a fancy one. Do robots even drink coffee? Anyway, the coffee maker isn't buried too deep. You could probably get to it with the bare hands, and it still seems to be functioning. Do you want to dig it up? Of course. Day 30. April is no longer insubordinate. April, get back to that library and find us some chemicals! You and April dug up the fancy coffee maker and discovered it was still full of beans, genetically engineered to meet robot tastes, meaning the longest lasting and best tasting in the universe. They were still good. You sat and shared the most amazing cup of coffee in your lives, philosophizing for hours about how robots were able to perfect this once exclusively human art form. April, get outside before you get even more insubordinate, please. I suppose you can take the book and take the cow statue. 'Cause cow statue. Who the hell knows what we're doing anymore? Captain, can you hear that high-pitched buzzing sound, Captain? What was that? I find it supremely annoying. I'm sure April agrees. Ah! It's a robotic fly that got in when the airlock was open. Let's just swat it. The old-fashioned way. Unless you want to set a cunning trap. Brain power! Always brain power. The trap you set for the fly, which made ingenious use of a pair of briefs and a pyramid made of food leftovers, proved irresistible to it. I was at my wit's end with that buzzing. Ah, sweet silence. Last night I was browsing through some designs of beautiful machines. Never you mind why. One of our... Wait, oh yeah, use the tape, please. More food! Yeah. Food is definitely not the problem here. I think we can naturally heal if we have that. Captain, stop dancing immediately and listen. This is a crisis. You are not a sailor on Broadway. Although I must admit, you improvise beautifully. You have been poisoned. Some kind of psychoactive toxin has found its way in onto the shuttle. Might have something to do with the airlock being full of... You know what? You know what? Yes, I know the colors sound pretty, but if you don't do something about it, you may suffer permanent damage. Am I still alive? You put the sock puppet on and proceed to shimmy blissfully for another hour. I thought you'd lost it. Then you smelled the sock, and your face went contorted like a communist pamphlet crumpled in your righteous hand. The shock sobered you up instantly. Never will I doubt you again, Captain. Yeah. Someone left a board game outside your door. Robo-Jamji? Look, hey look, the pieces are little robot explorers. Cute, but this is weird. I'm reading a vast energy signature emanating from the game board. Wow, I've never seen anything like this. My calculations are showing... No, that can't be right. The gem in the middle of the board game contains a micro-universe. Be careful, Captain. Do you want to play? Of course I want to play. It's Jumanji. Who doesn't want to play Jumanji? Send me to the game! Day 34. You chose your game piece, a robot with a tan safari hat and a monocle. Perfect choice, Astro Citizen. And then sat down to play Robo-Banji. As soon as you touched the board, the shuttle shook and your vision was filled with green light. But that wasn't any ordinary board game, Captain. It contained advanced technology with the power to alter reality. The game chooses its players, and refusing it has a cost, as it does failing its trials. Thankfully, Robo-Banji decided you didn't have anything worth taking. So I can't play it. So the game rejected my ability to play it. How do you upgrade a sock? Something fell from the sky in a flash, and now you are surprised. We are surrounded by a swarm of red-winged somethings. Of course, I anticipated this. Ah, this is the god thing. I thought that was unique to the Mootopia one. The tiny swarm of red flies spoke to you through the hull's vibration. You answered by shouting through the window, which obviously was not an adequate response. The swarm repeated its initial question louder and louder. Fast on track to becoming deaf, you threw a couple of insults and a can at the aliens. The latter worked. The swarm followed the trail of leaking soup. Accepting your involuntary peace offering with angry flight patterns, the soup conquers all. Yet again. Still no news on April. The libraries can be treacherous, so I fear for the worst. She's not coming back. Her illness proved fatal. So now we're screwed. What are the odds, Captain Ellis? There is an Astro Citizen cart label nearby. Yeah... The label is blurry thanks to the cheap Astro Citizen ink. The Soviets got one thing right by using pencils. Do you think you'll use the mystery syringe on yourself? Yeah, no reason not to. I mean, the game's already over. I'm the only one left. Feeling any better, Captain? You were you was down for the count after you injected that syringe we found in the abandoned cargo crate. Playing infamous roulette with the needle resulted in a cartridge load of out-of-date serum in your system. This will result in permanent damage to your base physical and mental abilities. How unfortunate. Ellis, you might as well eat every time and just see what happens now. I'm just gonna skip through these days until, you know, you die. Day 44. I'm apparently still alive. I've succeeded in making 5 intelligence attribute decisions. Wow, you made a knot around your tooth and tied the other end to the chair. The surgery was a success. A complimentary sticker has been awarded. I think the anesthesiac had a little something extra in it. You are much tougher over the whole ordeal. Fulfilled. I don't know what that means. Alright guys, I'm actually just gonna call it here, because of the fact that, basically, it is game over at this point. We need chemicals, and we have no way to get them because of the fact of, well... Basically, we're the only person left, and you get chemicals by exploring. So, everyone, it looks like this is game over here. So, everyone, what can I say other than thank you all for joining me today. I have been your host today, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I hope to see you all again next time. But I'm afraid that, until then, it is time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.